Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to Valorant News. The qualifiers are over for the North American Stage 2 challenges. Sentinels have made it after an incredible gauntlet bracket run they had to go through. A 10-map streak to qualify for challenges. Could this be their road to redemption now Raucus is back as their coach? Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. So much support the last few days, and we're only a couple of days away from the actual stage beginning itself with these teams that have just qualified as of last night. Let's talk about the European region real quick, because these are the 12 teams that got in EMEA, and well, these are the groups. Now, the way they did these groups was kind of strange. People said they were voted by Twitch chat, which isn't fully true. Basically, the way it worked is the top 6 teams from the playoffs last time around, they got put into one pool of teams to pick from, and then the other 6 teams that qualified, the likes of Focus right here, they were put into another pool, and then they effectively randomly chose between those pools, which is a strange way to do it to me, because FPX, Fnatic, G2, they were like the top, I'm pretty sure they were the top 3 teams, right? Yeah, they were the top 3 teams from the EMEA region last time around. They've been put all into the same group because they effectively just randomized between between the pool that was the top teams and the pool that was kind of the challengers. And then Ascend with their new squad, they're kind of world champions with a different roster now, they find themselves in here as well. So Group A is absolutely stacked beyond belief. Feel bad for Focus, really, that these guys qualified, did a great job to qualify, that they get put into this absolute gauntlet. But yeah, definitely surprising to me the way they did this. I don't think randomizing is necessarily the best way, because you'll get group mismatches like this, to be honest. The YouTube channel, the Twitch chat was involved in kind of like picking the order that these teams got to go into the groups, I believe, but it ended up effectively being randomized between the groups. It does mean there's going to be some serious chaos here though, because only 3 teams from both of these groups, I'm pretty sure if they do it the same as stage 1, can make it out into the playoff bracket. Let's talk about some drama as well in the North American side, because wouldn't be a day without some North American drama, really. As well, Leaf says here from Cloud9, too much drama considering we're all going to get beaten to a pulp by Optic anyway. Yeah, reckons actually since winning Iceland, we've fallen off massively, become overconfident to watch. We shall be falling off, but yeah, I kind of doubt that's going to be the case. We'll see how it goes, of course. This will kind of on the big screen, but you guys get the picture at this point. This was the drama that was being discussed. This tweet comes out from Whippy back in January, where there was a bit of back and forth between Gen.G and Whippy. I'm sorry for ghosting you that round, messing up your practice time for you and your team. Good luck next qualifier, he says. And now, of course, Whippy and the version 1 guys failed to qualify. TSM now with Gen.G on the team, they do qualify, and as he says, well, good luck next qualifier. Wait, yeah, good luck next season, he says. It's like, maybe at the time, version 1, Whippy was messing up the practice the Gen.G were having, all of a sudden he's qualified, and now, everyone's kind of, piling in on the bandwagon. Wardell's like, damn, and then even Gen.G says they were better with you, King. Basically saying they're like, look, when Wardell subbed in for the team briefly due to Whippy's visa problems, Wardell made the grand finals, or made like a deciding series, not the grand finals, but they made a kind of a final series to determine who would qualify. LG won that one, I believe, 2-1 over version 1, and then they came through, they bring Whippy back in, and they get bodied right by Girl Kisses, then they lose to Complexity, I'm pretty sure, to go out of the tourney. So they did look better with Wardell than they did when Whippy came back into the team. And as Gen.G says they were better with you need to calm down. So Bros even comes in, Whippy always type in scrims, like, lucky I'm not petty and I like your team. Gen.G teabags me in scrims, you're lucky I like you guys, this type of stuff. So there was definitely some going on here, like even this from Sabrosa, every time I react to drama of other teams on stream, he's straight up instigating, and there was a bit more further response. So kind of an interesting bit of drama here, to be honest, nothing crazy going on, but yeah, definitely worthy of mention, no doubt. Let's dive straight into this kind of format then, the absolute brutal qualifier format that we have just had, the double elimination type stuff all the way from the start. Ghost Gaming, of course, a kind of big name team going through. They were hotly tipped actually to qualify here for challenges for North America for stage 2 by a lot of the pro teams that played them in scrims. They had a torrid time first time around, they had to clutch up massively. They did exactly that. That's what happened first of all last night. Ghost Gaming versus Knights, that was the decider series. Knights, of course, qualified last time. They just about made it in. I believe they were in the Group B, and Ghost were, as I said, kind of hotly tipped to make it through. They win 2 incredibly close games here with such a tight fought affair, but fair play to Ghost and the guys, because they've kind of been one of these teams that everyone has said, look, they really should turn up here, they should be able to make it through. The pressure was on them, like this is their last and final call. They win Icebox 13-11, they win the final game 14-12 here on Ascent after some overtime, so Knights kind of threw it away. But Ghost Gaming, the first team to qualify after this group goes through. 5 best of 3s led to this moment, of course, the run through the lower side. They had to make an incredible run actually through the lower bracket. I think they had a loss early on, and they made a run the same as what Sentinels we are just about to make. So thought it was incredible, the reaction from the guys right here. Like, they've also got it going on well. They've got all the team in the same room. This, of course, something that Sentinels haven't done as of yet. We'll see if they do it. Of course, 100 Thieves with a kind of similar setup, and it does kind of maybe go to show that doing something like this for the team, even playing online, is maybe beneficial. But Sentinels somehow have turned it around regardless. They had a torrid few weeks, no doubt, the Sentinels guys, like falling from where they were down to where they are now, finding themselves in the losers bracket, having to win 5 series on the bounce if they wanted to qualify. They started off great yesterday, as we saw. They, of course, beat Saw last night as well. well to take it to 4 2-0s in a row. And of course, like the phenomenal rematch up against Crew. They played Crew in the first qualifier, they beat them 2-1 before failing to qualify anyway, and then Crew was the team that beat them to drop them down to the losers bracket this time around. So if they'd have beaten Crew there, they would have had to run through the winners bracket where they would have played 100 Thieves at one point, which would have been an interesting series to see. But losing to Crew, they dropped down to losers, had to win 5 series in a row. They won 4 in a row and then found themselves up against Crew again in the decider series. So Sentinels versus Crew, of course, cNed wasn't long ago that he came, from Crew onto the Sentinels squad. Probably knows a thing or two about that team. But game 1 was absolutely dominant, right? And Sentinels really hit form. Like, you've got to give them credit because, like, the last few days have been very difficult. I did wonder how their kind of mental perspective of this or their mental aspect of this would hold up, actually, because the way it was going for them, like, I thought it was going to be difficult, to be honest, for them to kind of maintain their sanity, to be perfectly honest. But, I mean, they dominated this game 1, 13-1, took so much confidence, I'm sure, from this. On the Haven, I think cNed as well had, like, 100% cast, and maybe Sick had it as well, or maybe dapr. Like, cast effectively is either a kill, assist, survived, or traded in the round. So, if you get a kill, if you get an assist, if you survive the round, or if the player that kills you gets killed by your teammates, you get effectively a tick for that round. Anything in like the 80% cast, 90% cast is very good. Across like a 13-1 game, you can get games where you get every single round qualifies for this and you get 100% cast, but still was impressive. The performances on the team. Crew had a decent start to Icebox right here on their offensive side. They got up 7-5 just at the half. Some nice shots here from Zachary. He was trying to make it happen, but in the end, it was not quite enough. cNed made a great play right here as well. I mean, look at this flick shot. Absolutely disgusting stuff. Like this, I mean, that's absolutely absurd. This guy against his former team, right, it's kind of crazy to think about that he was on a Crew not long ago. Of course, they pick him up to this roster, and it really starts to come into his own. Basically playing the flex on the team definitely does give you some impact to be very impactful. That's exactly what he did right here. And as Corbin says, cNed take it out of Crew. Pretty tough scenes for him, but it had to be done if they wanted to make it. That's exactly what they do. 13-9 in the end. Sentinels closing out after a crazy run. They certainly were favourites. They certainly should have qualified. Certainly, even with the problems that they have had, they should easily be good enough to qualify. They put their backs very much firmly against the wall, but it is enough in the end. TenZ gets the final kill, as it's very fitting to be perfectly honest. 13-9 game 2, 13-1 game 1, and Sentinels have indeed qualified at the final chance of asking, to be honest, for Challenger Stage 2. So very tough stuff. So maybe it's 200 IQ strategy from them actually. Instead of having to practice and having to scrim, they just say, okay, we're just going to go to losers, play a load of matches in losers and get our practice in that way, right? So probably genius stuff from Sentinels and Raucus, but again, it wouldn't even be Valorant without the main characters, right? I was kind of wondering what would happen here, because if Sentinels didn't qualify, they probably wouldn't be going to the LCQ, well, they might be, but it was a little bit touch and go. Raucus, of course, they just signed him like a couple of days ago, probably after the community backlash about not having a coach, and since he's joining, it was like, okay, will he be able to turn this team around, or get this team in the right headspace, or give them some good ideas, or get them performing at that level within just a couple of days? Well, seems like he had some input, right? There's no doubt, because they looked so much better the last 2 days than they pretty much have for the last several weeks, which is certainly a good sign for Sentinels fans, even as Sentinels say right here, 10-0 map count in 5 games. It's a Raucus Dephh, no doubt. So yeah, I mean, 10 maps in a row to qualify, that's impressive stuff. They finally looked like, to a degree at least, the Sentinels of old. Of course, they've got a long way to go if they want to get back to that point, there's no doubt. Of course, qualifying here is not, incredibly impressive, to be honest. They should be qualifying here, no doubt, but it is a brutal gauntlet. Some very solid teams didn't qualify. Of course, version 1 we looked at yesterday, T1, of course, Knights fell short right here. There were some good teams that didn't make it, but again, Sentinels are part of it now, as Raucus says. That's it, that seals the deal. I'm a Sen fan again. Been a fan since 2020, and a Twitch Prime sub since 2021. I'll watch them play again, and renew my tier 3 sub to ShahZaM, bringing my fanhood with Sentinels again. They actually know how to run a team, even as dapr says right here, because this came out from Salah from a Crew after they beat them in the first round and dropped Sentinels down to losers. After the rematch comes through, type less Swiney says, and yeah, Sentinels are back. So the players are happy, no doubt, understandably so. TenZ says the following: GG's, we qualified today, beating Sword 2-0 and a Crew 2-0. Finally looked like we were playing as Sentinels. Thanks, Raucus. Don't mind the round. I was constantly jumping. My PC was freaking out, apparently. Yeah, there was some weird round. It looked like his keyboard was messing up. Apparently his PC was going wrong. But, in the end, they win the game regardless. And this was ShahZaM. 10-0 run in the lower bracket. GG's. Will be prepared when the group start. Appreciate the support. So, Raucus apparently is going to be the key factor here. But yeah, 2-0 over a Crew. These are the final stats for the series, really. TenZ plus 20. Everyone positive on the side of Sentinels. Probably what is going to happen when you dominate the game. But yeah, TenZ, 42 and 22. 10 first kills, 2 first deaths. Great performance from him. There was the 100% cast here for cNed and dapr, as I just mentioned, right? But only 14 rounds, so maybe not too much of a big deal. But on the Icebox as well, it's TenZ 27 and 15. The crucial player to get them over the line. So here we go then. These are the 12 teams that will be competing in the North American Stage 2 Challenges. Cloud9, xNed, Optic, and the Guards. They, of course, the 4 teams that were top 4 last time around. Therefore, they get to automatically qualify. FaZe, part of the old Rise squad. NRG, TSM, Luminosity. Must be said as well, having TSM and Sentinels back here is like, it's great fun. There's no doubt having this kind of old rivalry re-sparked. I'm hoping they get into the same group. We'll probably find the groups out today or tomorrow. I'll certainly discuss them here on the channel when we do know what they're going to be. LG, of course, also here if I didn't mention them already. Evil Genius is back as well. They did a great job actually qualifying here because LG, EG, last time they were the two teams in that Group A, I think they were kind of always suspect whether they'd win series or not. I think they had a pretty hard time. EG back in business. 100 Thieves here as well. Ghost Gaming and Sentinels. So some great organizations. Certainly, I think the teams that deserve to be here, I think outside of version 1, there's nothing that I would really do differently if I had to kind of hand pick what teams I wanted to have qualified here, right? But, you know, congratulations to Sentinels. But as you can see, they are the kind of bottom, well, not the bottom seed exactly, but they qualified through Open 2 through the losers bracket because out of all the 8 teams that qualified, they were pretty much at the last and final call for their attempt. But they turned it around when it matters, and that's certainly deserving of credit and respect, no doubt. Even a kind of yay echoes a similar thing as we just saw right here. Just wanted to look again at that bracket actually just real quick as we will kind of close out the video here. This is Sentinels bracket from the lower side, beating Pugstars, Cosmic Divide, Dark Zero Esports, Saw, and then a crew. So not the craziest run you've ever seen, but the Sentinels of just a few days ago probably doesn't get over the line here. NYFU, of course, fall short in the end, so did the Built by Gamers Academy. But man, these tournaments are crazy entertaining and an absolute gauntlet, right, for some of these pros to go through, and they're just about coming on top. Here we go then for Willmine, and just the final thing to mention, Stage 2, Open Qualifier 2, top 10 rated players from the round of 32 onwards. Jorgemo tops the list here for Evil Geniuses, Asuna of 100 Thieves, TenZ right behind him, Nismo from Ghost, Derek's right here, Sniraton, I guess the BBG Academy, 6 here as well, also another Sentinels player gets in. Will, I mean, 300 Thieves players is very impressive, the only team I guess to have 3 here on this list. Governor from Complexity, and JC Sunny as well, I guess former 100 Thieves player, not long ago here for Gen.G. But very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button, tell us YouTube gods, this is a good video, others like you should see it as well, and hope grow the competitive Valorant community. Thank you as always, take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time.
He's not going to be able to do much about it. He's going to have to wait for his teammates. They're going to have to try to play for retake. But as I say that, Pancake slipped by a trademark, I thought. Never mind, now it got detected. And now Gucci's down, and now it's even worse. 2 versus 4.
Poison Cloud will get the K. Snakebite could be there to clutch. Plus, you still have a shock dart. May not even get that far, though, as Kenpeki blocks the front door. Oh, but Zach gets the trade. 2 members are low, but TenZ playing it off angle. Will take it across the finish line for Sentinels. Oh, there was a lot of circling doubt, having lost to this recruit team 2-0 in the upper bracket. But from lower round 2, they make the run to qualify, and